Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Trendy Spotlight. 7. Mass Effect's military technology may predict the future. Whilst Mass Effect doesn't always remain grounded in real science, with faster-than-light travel just one of the more questionable elements added into the world to allow for better stories, it's fair to say the games have more thought to real-world physics than most. It's one of the things that makes Mass Effect an iconic game series. The weapons in particular have a lot of thought put into how they would work. Fans, including Kyle Hill from Nerdistan YouTube, have broken down how some of the game's Element Zero electromagnetic weaponry works and how it's based on actual science. As with the Expanse's railguns, Navy tests on a similar kind of weapon confirm its real-world potential. Number 6. The tech in the Alien franchise may become plausible. Whilst the titular Alien might not quite come under the label of tech, there's some interesting technology on display in Alien. The planetary terraforming technology that takes decades in the series reflects NASA's estimation that if such a process was possible, it would take long periods, perhaps even tens of millions of years. Likewise, Alan acknowledges that interstellar travel would mean long periods in transit. It deals with this using stasis pods that essentially suspend the user's body and time until they wake up, a concept that's hardly new in science fiction. According to Science Focus, cryonics that would achieve a similar effect may still be a nascent technology, but it has a lot of interest from researchers, meaning advancements are possible in time. Number 5. Blade Runner's doomed synths have become more plausible. With rogue androids and flying cars, the quintessential cyberpunk classic Blade Runner may have seemed ridiculously speculative when it was released, but some of the technology seems significantly more realistic now. Flying cars may be no closer to coming to fruition, but artificial intelligence and the technology behind lifelike robots are progressing at an alarming rate. Additionally, the 4-year lifespan of the synths in Blade Runner doesn't seem that wild considering planned obsolescence is at the heart of the technology industry now. Not only that, but the real world already has extremely commonplace equivalents to the movies. Voight Camp tests for discerning robots from humans in the form of CAPTCHA and similar tests. Number 4. The Matrix has become closer to reality with VR. Humans one day being used as a source of energy as they are in the Matrix is unlikely to ever come true, with scientist Robert Hurt explaining in Esquire that it's simply impossible to get as much energy out as would be required to keep the body alive, but that doesn't mean all of the movie's technology is impossible. With VR capable of more awesome immersive experiences than ever, some think humanity is an inevitable march towards simulations that are indistinguishable from reality. Additionally, with the metaverse being presented as a virtual space where humans can even work and own property, the ever-present simulation in the Matrix seems closer than ever. Number 3. Halo's military technology surprisingly grounded. Whilst Halo's iconic AI might have been aped in the real world by Microsoft's Cortana, the similarities between the two don't go much deeper than the name. Additionally, though a defense network in space was proposed as far back as Reagan's administration according to history, the plan never took off in the real world as the Halo array did the Forerunners. Not all of Halo's technology is implausible, however. In the form of Warthogs and Scorpion tanks, the vehicles employed by the UNSC just seem a natural extension of the armored off-road vehicles and military tanks seen in the real world. Even more surprisingly, the BBC reports that the real-world militaries are very much interested in creating super soldiers, not unlike Halo's Spartans. Number 2. The Martian story has some real science behind it. Simply by setting its story on Mars rather than deep in outer space, The Martian is more plausible than a lot of other science fiction, as this is something humanity is interested in doing in the coming decades, according to NASA. In the movie, the Cascanos survive by living in a special habitat that protects them from the planet's harsh conditions. In the real world, many have already put thought into the creation of such living facilities, with NASA holding a design competition for exactly that in 2019. Likewise, digital Trends reports that there are plenty of sound ideas on how to produce water on Mars, meaning Mark Watney's ability to survive long-term is rooted in some real-world science. Number 1. Some of Star Trek's outlandish technology is already real, whilst there have been exciting headlines from outlets like the debrief according to discovery of a real-life warp bubble in recent years. The technology behind something like a warp drive in Star Trek is still in extremely early stages. That doesn't detract from the massive amount of technologies from Star Trek that now exist in the real world. From tablets and live translation devices to things as simple as automatic doors, so much of the tech showcase in Star Trek's various iterations didn't exist when the show was made. Replicators and long-distance space travel might seem like a reach still, but few would bet against the show at this point. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.